What if I told you that everything you went through in life actually made you more intelligent than most people around you? This isn't comfort. It's not a nice phrase to make you feel better. It's real. There is a type of intelligence that isn't learned in school, that doesn't come from books, and that most people will never develop, because it only forms in people who have truly gone through difficult things. And maybe you have it without even realizing. If you've ever felt too different, too intense, too hard to understand, stay here, because this video was made exactly for you. Throughout this video, you're going to discover 10 signs that what you've been through gave you abilities most people simply don't have. And each sign goes deeper than the one before. But pay attention. Sign number 5 is the one that impacts people the most, because they've spent their entire lives thinking it was their biggest flaw. Let's start from the beginning. The human brain was built to survive. When you go through difficult things and come out the other side, your brain doesn't come out the same. It changes, it learns. It adapts in a way that the brain of someone who has never faced anything similar simply doesn't. Pain leaves marks. Yes, but it also leaves capability. And now you're going to understand exactly what those capabilities are and why they show up in you the way they do. The signs build up. Stay here. Sign 1. You feel the energy of a place before anyone even opens their mouth. You walk into a room and within seconds, you already know what the atmosphere is like. Who is okay? Who is pretending? Who is holding something back? You don't need anyone to say anything. You just feel it. And most of the time, you're right. This isn't a gift or magic. It's something your brain developed because at some point in your life, reading the environment quickly mattered. It was protection. Most people never developed this because they never needed to. You needed to. And now you carry this ability for life. But this is just the first layer. The next sign goes even deeper. Sign 2. You feel what people are feeling before they even realize it themselves. That person who is smiling but clearly isn't okay, you see it. That tension hidden in silence, you feel it. You pick up on the suffering. People try to hide with a precision that can sometimes even scare you. This isn't weakness. It's sensitivity that developed because you learned in real life that understanding how someone feels makes a difference. The difficult side is that you absorb so much of the energy around you that sometimes you don't even know what is yours and what belongs to others. But this ability, when used properly, is rare and powerful, and it prepares the ground for what comes next. Sign 3. You are exactly the calmest person when everything is falling apart. Crisis, conflicts, situations that freeze everyone else. You function. Your mind keeps working when others shut down. You act when others freeze, and the people around you look at you and ask, how can you be so calm? The answer is simple. You've been through worse. Your brain has already been tested in situations so intense that it learned not to collapse easily. What feels like a huge crisis to most people is just another challenge to you. But this calm has a cost, and you'll understand what it is in sign 9. Before that, there's something that explains why your mind never switches off. Sign 4, your mind analyzes everything all the time, without you asking conversations that already ended. People's behavior, someone's tone of voice, a word said in a slightly different way. You notice everything, and you keep processing everything even when you don't want to. Your mind doesn't have an off switch. It's exhausting, a lot. But this ability to observe and understand people on a deep level is something very few people have. The problem is that sometimes you get so stuck inside your own head that you forget to simply be present. And this connects directly to the next sign, the one that affects people the most. Sign 5, you spend years thinking there was something wrong with you. There wasn't. Everything you've seen so far, all this sensitivity, this constant alertness, this intensity, you probably spent years trying to control, hide, or apologize for it, thinking you are too much, too sensitive, too complicated for this world. The truth is that none of this is a flaw. All of this is a response. Your brain developed these traits because it had to. They are not weakness. They are the result of a mind that learned to function under conditions most people never faced. The problem was never you. It was a story you were taught about yourself. And from here, the signs become even more intense. Sign 6, you handle everything on your own, even when you're at your limit. Asking for help feels almost impossible, not because of pride, but because at some point you learned that relying on others was risky, that people fail, that people leave, that in the end you are the only one you can truly rely on. This independence has saved you many times, but it also isolates you, and it comes with a cost that you already know very well. The good news is that when you decide to trust someone for real, you're fully present and committed, which takes us straight to the next point. Sign 7. You feel everything with an intensity that others simply don't understand. A song hits you in a way that paralyzes you. A film scene affects you far more deeply than it should. An injustice that doesn't even affect you directly stays with you for days. A small act of genuine kindness moves you in a way that is hard to explain. People around you sometimes don't understand why you react so strongly to certain things. But the truth is that you don't feel too much. You feel with a depth that most people will never reach. And that, even when it hurts, is what makes you a unique presence in the lives of the people you love. Sign 8. You have few relationships, but they are on a level that most people will never experience. You don't open up to just anyone. Your trust filter is high, very high, and sometimes that looks like loneliness, like difficulty connecting, like the feeling that no one truly understands you. But when you decide that someone deserves your trust, the depth you bring into that relationship is something most people will never experience in their lives. You love deeply, you are truly present, you care in a way that is rare. Your relationships are few, but they are real in a way shallow connections will never be. Sign 9. You don't know how to truly rest anymore. Even lying down, even on holiday, even on a quiet day, your mind doesn't stop. Relaxing feels strange, almost wrong, as if being still is dangerous, as if you need to always be alert, always ready, always on guard. This is the price of the calm you saw in sign 3. Your brain learned that letting your guard down was risky, and now it no longer knows how to do it. Recognizing this pattern in yourself is already a huge step, and it's exactly from this constant tension that the final sign is born, the most powerful of all. Sign 10. You need everything to have meaning. You can't live on the surface. You can't go through a difficult phase without trying to understand what it came to teach you. You can't settle for shallow answers about who you are and why you are the way you are. You search for meaning in everything, in pain, in loss, in people, in experiences. And do you know what that is? It's the most powerful thing there is. Because people who turn pain into meaning are the ones who build something real from what they've lived through. Not despite what they suffered, but because of it. Everything you've been through had a cost. That's real. And this video never tried to pretend otherwise. But it also left you with something priceless. A way of seeing the world, of feeling people, of carrying weight, and of searching for meaning that most people will never develop. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. There is nothing wrong with you. You have an intelligence that was built in the hardest possible way, and it is completely yours. The only question that remains is this: what are you going to do with everything you've built? Will you keep carrying it as a burden, or will you start using it as strength? You didn't need an easy life to go far. You needed Khoswahi, and you had a brain that learned to grow even when everything was trying to shrink you. If this video spoke to you in any way, leave a like now. It helps other people who need to hear this find it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week, there's new content about the mind, behavior, and real growth. See you in the next one.